got you and your vibes in my mind, I can't get them out, no matter how hard I try. I need you and your heart next to mine, yeah, I'm all about keeping it you and I. When you're here, you spark chemical reactions, your aura strikes like lightning. Got no words, I'm just drowning in attraction, only one way to describe it. It's electric, can you feel it? You got the only touch that takes me high. It's electric, I'm up in my feelings. Got double vision 'cause I'm up tonight. Electric.
時刻は1時25分。朝を一本の流れています。
I get lost in your eyes every time, there's no turning back. Swear I ain't got a chance. Had me caught up in you since the night on the terrace, yeah. You had me falling fast. When you're here, you spark chemical reactions. Your aura strikes like lightning. Got no words, I'm just drowning in attraction. Only one way to describe it. It's electric, can you feel it? You got the only touch that takes me high. It's electric, I'm up in my feelings. Got double vision 'cause I'm up tonight.
僕はこれなんかハイベラみたいな感じだな。さあ打ち返します。 ゃ。よう食ったんやな、こんな。よいしょ。よいしょ。よいしょ。全然でかいなんや。長さはないんやろうけど。うわ。45ジャステ。長さは45ジャストです。うわいや。ちょっと待ってくれ。よいしょ。このヘラすごい重いわ。重すぎる。重っ。 2.5、425です。